Welcome to Needful Things again. Today for Tunisian crochet, we're going to do this beautiful knit stitch. People really like to do this one because it looks like it's been knitted, and the other side also looks like knit. It does have a little bit of stretch, not too much, more up and down than it does crosswise. So we're going to work on this sample today. So you'll need some yarn. I'm using a medium weight yarn. And it doesn't matter, you can do as many chains as you want to. So we're going to start with our slip knot. And then I'm going to chain. I'm using my bamboo Tunisian hooks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Now we're going to pull up our loops. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So we have our 14 loops on the hook. Now we're going to do our return pass, which is always going to be the same. Yarn over, do a chain 1 on the first one, then yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops, all the way to the end. Now we're at the end, so we already have our first one on for the next row. This is where you're going to start to see the knit stitch come to life. It's very simple, it's a very beautiful stitch. So we already have our first one on, as you can see. So in the next one, in the simple stitch, remember we went under the bar like that for the simple stitch. But now in the knit stitch, you see we have the stitch there. We're going to go all the way through the stitch to the back. Pull through a loop just like that. That's all you're going to do. Go through the stitch, pull through a loop. On the end stitch, we're going to go through both of our loops on the end, pull through that final loop, and this is what we've done. Your first row is complete. We're going to do our return pass, always the same. Yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops. You're going to do this all the way to the end. And we're in our end stitch, and there we are with our first look at it, and you can see, oh, that looks like it's been knitted. Cool. Just like this piece that we're working on here. So we have our first one on. So we're going to go all the way through the stitch, through the back, pull up a loop, pull it through, we're on. All the way across. Last stitch, you're going to go through both the loops. Okay, so yarn over, chain one on the first one, yarn over, go through two loops. This is our return pass, always the same. Yarn over, two loops, yarn over, go through two loops, yarn over, two loops. Okay, our first one's on the stitch, on the hook already. So we're going to go into our second stitch, go all the way through, pull through a loop, go all the way through, pull through a loop, go all the way through, pull through a loop, all the way through, pull through a loop. Over to the last stitch, we're going to go through both of the loops of the stitch, like that. Return pass, chain one, go through, then yarn over, go through two, yarn over, go through two, yarn over, go through two, all the way to the end. Here's our last stitch. This is what we're doing. And you can use this for so many things. Tunisian knit stitch. I'm going to do a few more rows so you can watch. I think visual is always very important. I'm going to yarn over and chain one, yarn over, go through two loops, all the way on a return pass. At the end of the row, we're going to start our next row. And just like any other Tunisian work, you have to bind off your rows like regular knitting. You have to bind off those rows. And you also have to do it with Tunisian. And you also hear this referred to as Tunisian knitting. I really don't think those words are interchangeable, but some people do. So here's what we're doing. It's a beautiful stitch. Isn't that gorgeous? So to bind off your stitches, I always start, it's going to be on my forward pass, so we'll do our last return pass. And of course, you can make a really large piece if you want to. You can make an entire blanket just using this stitch. You can combine the two you've learned with me so far. I'm actually working on a beautiful design for a new blanket throw for you with Tunisian and traditional fusion. Stay tuned for that. Let's see here. So we're going to bind off our last row of our beautiful knit stitches, Tunisian knit stitches. So to do that, I'm going to chain one on the first one so it doesn't pull. And we're going to go in just like we're going to do a regular knit stitch. This is how we're going to do this. Go right through the stitch, pull up a loop just like a knit stitch, except you're going to yarn over and finish it off with a single crochet. Just like so. Go through, pull up a loop, yarn over, finish it like a single crochet. I think this is a really nice way to finish the knit stitch. Go through, pull up your loop, yarn over, pull it through, single crochet. And I'll show you why this is so pretty with the knit stitch when we get to the end of the row. Now here we are in our last stitch. We're going to go through this knit stitch, pull the loop through as usual. So we're going to yarn over and finish it as a single crochet, like so. Then when our last loop here, we're going to pull through our loop, finish it with a single crochet. Whoops, my extension is going wild. Cut your yarn, pull it through, secure your yarn, and like I've said before, the Tunisian stitches do tend to roll. Sometimes you can steam them out or block them out, or a lot of times on the bottom you can start with a row of purl stitches or a row of single crochets. Actually, but you see, by doing the single crochets, it looks just like the knit stitch right below it, but it's actually a single crochet on the top. But it finishes it off and gives you a really pretty edge if you're going to join it to something else or if you're just done with it. So enjoy the Tunisian knit stitch. And thank you for joining me here at Needful Things again, and thank you to all the subscribers. I really appreciate it. Never stop crocheting. Thank you.